I feel like, what was the goddess? It's got all those hands. It's like, I feel like I'm juggling everything in the air at one time and not doing a good job of any of it.
How many arms are balancing what?
Well, all right. Children, a career, the households, both households, construction work in New York, and you know what a delight that can be. A video, an album, and then the movies kind of came out on top of each other, so all of it has happened like at one time. So you're kind of like on the phone yelling at the guy at the construction company, and then like last night I thought it was going to be my first good night's sleep, and in the middle of the night, like I wasn't asleep yet, but it was about 2:30. Elijah came downstairs and he said, "Mom, I don't feel good. I don't feel good." And he had 102.5 temperature, so I stayed with him and put cold comfort, did all that mother stuff, and he fell asleep at about 4:30, and then I got up at 9 o'clock so I could get ready to do this.
What do you do for the stress when it gets the better of you?
When I have the luxury of working out, which has kind of become a luxury to me. When I was preparing for the video, and I did some more commercials recently, I had 3.5 hours every day that I got to work out. And I was so excited. I know it seems freaky, and I get up and run to your show. I mean, I have my TV over my running machine, and I find out what's going on, and I watch interviews, and it was great. And if I can't do it, I just get real quiet and take the stress until it's over.
Why did you direct your own video? Was this an artistic expression, or nobody else would do it, or?
Oh, no. it was an artistic expression.
Our kids and your kids' friends remember when you were a singer?
No. That's another thing. People said to me at my record company, we have to be very careful because if someone says this to me again, I'm going to throw up, because people won't take you serious as a singer. And I said, wait a minute, I just heard this 5 years ago about people taking me serious as an actress, There's a whole generation of record buyers out there that they think I'm Rocky Dennis's mother in Mask, and that's why they liked me. But they have no idea that that's how I made my living most of my life.
You have a reputation for hanging out with somewhat younger men.
I actually should have the reputation for hanging out with somewhat younger people, and then I'll certainly accept the reputation for hanging out with younger men.
How old are you then? I don't mean your birthday, because I could figure it out. You're born in 19... I figured that. All right, you're 41. But how old are you, really?
I gotta vary from 14 to 95. And I think I jump right over 41. I'm like really old and very wise, or I'm 14 and this is the first time I ever did the thing that I'm doing. I'm very immature in some ways. It amazes me. The fact of the matter is that, I am two people's mother, and I am a mother, and I don't know, am I middle-aged?
Why were we so surprised?
Well, we were surprised because we didn't think that we could pull it off. Because I don't have any of her background at all. And yet I'm a woman, so I have a lot of her background just to start off. I didn't finish high school, I didn't go to college, I don't know all the words that she was like throwing around like big time, and I was having a hard time remembering them until I started to hang out with the women from PDS, and I started to get a sense of what it was.
PDS?
Public Defender Service in Washington. And these women were like saints. I mean, I've never, I couldn't believe it. The more I hung around them and I watched the murder trial that two of them were defending, I just thought these women are the most amazing women I've ever met. And truly they are the most amazing women I've ever met, because they work like crazy women. They get paid nothing. They have no private life. They support each other. And they really think that they're lucky to be doing what they're doing. So when I saw them, I was really inspired. They're pretty no-nonsense girls, but they're very caring, and that's what I wanted to portray in her. That she really, and I walk different. I had to change a lot of things about myself when I was playing her. She doesn't slink into a room, she walks into a room, with her briefcase.
Imagine living your life being someone who doesn't slink into a room but walks into a room.
Yeah, I could have imagined myself as being a lawyer, because they thought I was great in it when we got in there, because I started to pick up on things that Eric had not picked up on. And I said, the prosecutor, I would never let him get away with that. You know, I would object immediately. I couldn't let him get away with that without making an objection. So I started to get the feeling for it, and it was fascinating. I think I could have done a really good job, but I couldn't have pulled the other part off. Probably I could have, like if someone had studied and crammed for me, I could have been in the, you know, done the case in court. I would have been really great in court. I don't know, because I had such a hard time with school, you know.
Can I ask you something? One of the things that I read that surprised me about you was your Q rating.
Yeah, that was a hard thing too.
What is Q? Q is...
It's your TVQ.
It's
recognizability and likability.
And likability. And you have high Q, recognizability.
And low.
But people don't necessarily like Cher.
I'll tell you, it came as a big shock to me because I knew that my Q was high in recognizability, but the fact that people don't like me came as a huge surprise. And it was hard for me, and it really pissed me off. I do have kind of a rebellious nature. I can't deny that.
See, that you have it both ways. I mean, if you wanted people
Obviously
to
not.
like you,
yes, I would be living
just
for
to
people.
like you would.
I'd still be doing the Sonny and Cher show. I'd still be living with Sonny. I'd still be really unhappy. And so I care what people think, and I hope they like me, because you'd have to be foolish not to. But I have to like myself first, and if I can't like myself, if I can't feel right about what I'm doing, it doesn't make any difference if everyone likes me. I didn't stay married to Sonny. I didn't keep doing what it was that they wanted me to be doing, that they felt was right for me to be doing.
But why would they, let's assume they do, why would they like Farrah Fawcett when she's never married Ryan O'Neal and so on and so forth? I mean, she didn't play by all the rules either, and perhaps
I think
they like
a lot
her.
of people can get away with a lot of stuff that I can't get away with for some reason. I mean, it's like, you know, people do all kinds of things, but I look like I'm doing a lot more wrong things than other people are doing, you know? Ooh, moonstruck.
That was hard.
It's not hard. You know why? Because I love the movie. I think it's the best movie I've ever made. And it's real childish. I feel really childish when I talk about it because I like it so much. I saw it, and the first time I saw it, I was in love with it. And I thought, it's so much better than I thought it was going to be, and I'm so much better than I thought I was going to be.
Tell me about this woman you play.
Loretta Castorini.
Uh-huh.
She's this lady from Brooklyn who's never been above 14th Street, and she doesn't know where the Met is, and she's about to do something that she thinks is proper because it's the time to do it, you know. She was married once, but her husband got hit by a bus. She's going to do the right thing. That's what she figures. She has bad luck. And her family is very, you know, everyone speaks with a big accent, and they're very Italian, and they're very close, and yet they all think she has bad luck. So she's going to now do everything by the right way, you know. She's going to make her boyfriend get down on his knees, even though they're in a restaurant, to propose. And when her mother says, you know, do you love him? She goes, no, but I like him a lot, you know. And her mother goes, good, because when you love them, they can kill you. So it's like, it's a crazy movie, but I think it's really close to life. For me, it's the weird things about us that we can look at ourselves and laugh about.
To narrow horizons. How do you know about that woman?
Well, I know about the family from Sonny's family. What I was nervous about was the accent. I thought, if I don't get this accent right, and everyone else in the movie speaks like that anyway, people won't believe me, and then it'll be really embarrassing, and it'll be horrible. I mean, gray hair and a bun, and speaking like, you know, this Italian woman from Brooklyn. I've never even been to Brooklyn. I've been to Brooklyn one time.
Are Italians going to love this movie?
Yes.
How come?
Because it's so fabulous. Because it's so kind and sweet, and the best part of being Italian. And I think the best part, I mean, I didn't come from that kind of a family, kind of a big, you know, like Sonny's family, they were always like yelling "I love you" to each other, you know. I mean, they really, right. And but big, you know, like big. Like if you don't know Italians, you think they're angry and they're telling you, "God, you look great today," or "Oh, you're so cute," or you know. And I think that it's something that people could relate to, because I think the idea, the sensibility of it is good, because it's something that we've lost a lot of.
Nicolas Cage. Difficult to work with, a difficult style to work with?
There are people who act with you and make life fabulous. And there are people like Nicolas. Nicolas is the furthest I've ever come to, where I was really fascinated with what he was doing, so I enjoyed the experience. But Nicolas acts alone, and you get to act alone with him. It's almost like he says, okay, come on, if you can get in here and you can, you know, and you can do your own thing, well, you're welcome.
I'm in love with you. Snap out of it!
How long ago was it when you could get into the movies without buying a ticket?
I don't know. I think it was 5 years ago.
That's not very long ago to have come to the point where studios are spending $15 million at a crack to make a movie and then put you on the marquee outside. That's pretty amazing, or is that not amazing to you anymore?
No, you know, the other day I was watching myself in Moonstruck and I thought, God, you really did it.
Do you think you'll ever get an Oscar?
No, and I now know that it's not important.
No, never? Why not?
I'm really happy with what I'm doing. And if I got an award or a nomination, it would make it better. And if I don't, it's okay.
You have 2 movies out at once. What's the head of MGM, I think is who it was, mean when he says this is a make or break for you?
Does that mean that if these 2 movies aren't wildly successful, is that the end of my acting career? Does that mean I don't get to do this thing anymore?
That is the end of your career,
Period.
not just acting.
Yes, but
that's
you know,
music.
I've been
You
on
can't
my
even
way
sell
out for 22
insurance.
years. If I can stay on my way out for 22 more years, I will be really happy.
The longest slide in the history of show
I mean, this woman
business.
I've been on my way out every 45 minutes for 22 years.